Donald Trump's tenure in the White House may be over, but his legal problems are just beginning. And the reason they're just beginning is because his time in the White House is over. Let's not forget, Donald Trump, for many years now, has been able to delay multiple different lawsuits, everything from defamation to, possible bank fraud. He's been able to delay a lot of these things, a lot of depositions, a lot of, discovery, just for the simple fact that he's been serving as president of the United States. His lawyers went to court and said, listen, executive privilege and all, you really can't do this with the president. You're going to have to wait till after he leaves office. Of course, at the time, all of them assumed he'd be in office for 8 years. Maybe he could outlive the lawsuits, right? Well, that didn't pan out, did it? So now, Donald Trump is down in Florida just awaiting those subpoenas. He could try to distract himself with a couple of rounds of golf. Obviously, he's got to get moved in. You got to take your stuff out of boxes. That takes a few days. Remember learning where everything is, adjusting to your new home. Sure. But in the back of your mind, those subpoenas are coming. Those depositions are coming. That you finally are going to have to face the music. Here's the thing. One of the things he's obviously going to do, and this is clearly going to be the first legal issue, the impeachment trial. God only knows what's going to happen with that, because we got Republicans sending mixed signals like, yes, he incited them, but no, we shouldn't impeach. So who knows? I'm assuming not going to be impeached and removed, which means that the request he has put in for 14 members of his family to get Secret Service protection, we're probably going to be paying that for the rest of our lives. Yay. Anyway, that's not even the big one, though. That's not the big one. The big one, the biggest one, most impactful one, the one most likely to put him in jail, is what's taking place up in New York with Manhattan DA Cy Vance and New York Attorney General Letitia James. They've been moving forward with their cases pretty rapid fire here. They've been doing some depositions. They've been working with the banks. They've been getting the documents. The court has said, yes, you can have the documents. So they have all their ducks in a row. They've kind of just been waiting patiently to where the next duck can be Donald Trump. So he is going to have to go sit down either for, a deposition, maybe a video deposition, maybe submit written answers. But things are not looking good for him in New York. Obviously, he ain't going to get a pardon because you can't be pardoned for state crimes. And I don't think Joe Biden would pardon him even if he could at this point. So that's promising. The other one I want to keep an eye on is the E. Jean Carroll defamation lawsuit. This is the woman who said Donald Trump assaulted her in a department store fitting room back in the 90s, left a little bit of his DNA, I guess we'll call it, on her outfit. She still has that. They have run a DNA test on that, and they're waiting for Donald Trump to submit his DNA for the defamation case, even though they can't get him for the assault because of a statute of limitations. They can, however, if they prove that he did do that to her, then she wins the defamation lawsuit. So that's a very clever legal tactic, because what you're really proving is rape. But statute of limitations, you can't do that. So all you can do is say, ha, we got him for defamation, pay up. But what you're really telling the world, and that's the whole point of this, is, hey, this guy did in fact rape her. That one is going to be the big one to watch. What's going to happen in New York is going to be fun. What's happening with the E. Jean Carroll case, that could be life-changing.